How to stop being lazy. In the busy city of Mumbai, there lived a young man named Rohan. He was 22 years old, smart, tall, and had a college degree. He lived in a small apartment with his parents who worked very hard every day. But Rohan had one problem: he was lazy. Rohan would wake up late, check his phone for hours, watch videos and sleep again. He had many dreams but he never took action. He wanted to become a software engineer but he never practiced coding. He kept telling himself, "I will start tomorrow." His father, Mr. Mehra, was a bank clerk and his mother sold homemade snacks from home. They never complained but they were worried about Rohan's future. "Rohan," his father said one evening, "you have everything, education, skills and support, but you are wasting your time. The city is full of people running after success. If you stay lazy, you'll fall behind." Rohan just nodded. "I know, Papa. I'll start next week." One morning, Rohan went to a park near his house. He sat on a bench and watched people jogging, practicing yoga, and reading. He felt a bit strange. He was doing nothing, but everyone else was doing something. An old man came and sat next to him. He had a calm face, a walking stick, and a gentle smile. "You look lost, young man," he said. "I am," Rohan replied. "I don't know what to do with my life. I want to achieve something, but I'm just so lazy." "I was lazy too," the old man said. "Until I learned one lesson. Do you want to learn it?" "Yes," Rohan nodded. "Come to my library tomorrow at 6 a.m., he said, handing Rohan a card. "If you come, you'll find yourself. If not, you'll stay where you are." Rohan put the card in his pocket and went home. He thought about it for a long time. Something inside him wanted to change. The next morning, he forced himself out of bed at 5:30 a.m. It was hard. He wanted to sleep, but he remembered the old man's words. He walked to the address. It was a small library above a coffee shop. He knocked on the door, and the old man opened it. "You came," he smiled. "Good. Come in." The library was quiet, full of books, and smelled like wisdom. "Every day, you will come here," the man said. "You'll read, learn, and help me clean. No phones, no laziness. Just you and your mind." Deal, Rohan said, a bit nervously. And so it began. The first week was tough. Rohan struggled to wake up. He yawned, complained, and almost gave up. But then he met a girl named Meena at the library. She was his age, but she worked 2 jobs and was still studying to become a lawyer. "How do you do so much?" Rohan asked her. "I don't wait for motivation," she said. "I just do what's needed. The more you wait, the heavier you feel. Start, and you'll feel light." Her words stuck with him. He started reading books on self-discipline, career planning, and coding. He helped clean the library, carried books, and even volunteered at a school for poor kids with Meena. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, Rohan felt different. He no longer wanted to stay in bed all day. He wanted to do more. He started applying for jobs. He created a portfolio of small projects he built from what he learned. One day, he got an interview call from a software company. He was nervous, but the old man said, "Go. Your work has prepared you." Rohan went, answered confidently, and got the job. He ran back to the library smiling like a child. Did it?" He shouted. "No," the old man said, smiling. "You stopped being lazy. That's what you really did." From that day Rohan kept his routine. He woke up early, worked hard, read and helped others. He never forgot his lazy days, but he used them to remind himself to keep moving. Years later he opened his own training center in Mumbai. He taught young people coding, discipline and the value of time. He hung a sign on the wall that read, "Laziness is a habit, break it with action." And every morning, when the sun rose over the busy city, Rohan was already awake, ready to change someone else's life just like his was changed. How to stop being lazy. Part 2. Rohan's training center became a place of hope in Mumbai. Young people from different parts of the city came to learn. They were not just learning coding, they were learning discipline, hard work, and how to stop being lazy. Rohan taught them more than skills. He shared his own story, how he was once lazy, lost, and unmotivated. He spoke honestly, and the students respected him. One day, a boy named Arjun joined the center. He was just like Rohan had been, always late, always sleepy, and never finished his tasks. But Rohan didn't scold him. Instead, he invited Arjun to stay after class. "Arjun," he said, "do you know why I built this center?" "To teach coding," Arjun replied. "No," Rohan smiled. "I built it to fight laziness. Coding is just the tool." Arjun looked confused. "But how do you fight laziness? It's so hard." "You fight it one small step at a time," Rohan said. "Wake up early, make your bed, read for 10 minutes, walk outside. Action breaks the cycle. Every small win builds your strength." From the next day, Arjun followed Rohan's advice. He failed many times, but Rohan was always there to encourage him. Slowly, Arjun improved. He became more active, more focused, and more confident. Meanwhile, Rohan never forgot the old man who helped him start this journey. One day, he visited the library. It was still there, but the door was closed. He asked the coffee shop owner about the old man. "He moved away a few months ago," the owner said. "Left a note for you." Rohan opened the note. It said, "Dear Rohan, you have found your purpose. I told you once that if you came, you'd find yourself. Now you're helping others find themselves. Keep going. You are no longer lazy. Your friend, Kaka." Tears filled Rohan's eyes. That one moment so many months ago had changed his life. Now, he was doing the same for others. He returned to his center with new energy. He started a morning program called Wake and Win. It began at 5:30 a.m., just like his journey had. Dozens of students joined, and soon, the center was buzzing with activity before the sun even rose. People in the city noticed. Rohan's center was invited to schools, colleges, and offices to give talks on time management, discipline, and overcoming laziness. One evening, as Rohan sat on his balcony, watching the city lights, he thought about his past. He smiled. The boy who once chased comfort was now chasing purpose. He looked at the sky and whispered, "Thank you, Kaka. You gave me a chance. Now it's my turn to do the same for others." And with that, Rohan's mission continued. One young mind at a time. Rohan's life was now a beautiful circle. He had gone from being lazy and hopeless to becoming a guide for others. His training center was full of students, each with a story, each trying to change. But Rohan knew the truth: change never ends. You must keep working on yourself every day. So, he challenged himself again. He wanted to open a second center in another part of Mumbai, where life was even harder. The area was called Ghatkopar, and many young people there struggled with poverty, crime, and addiction. It wasn't easy, but Rohan believed that even the most broken place could be rebuilt with hope. He rented a small room, painted the walls bright blue, and put up a board that read, "Wake up. Start now. Win life." In the first week, only 3 students came. They laughed, joked, and hardly worked. Rohan didn't lose hope. He knew change takes time. One day, a girl named Nisha walked in. She was quiet, skinny, and had sad eyes. She sat at the back and didn't talk. But when Rohan spoke about how he used to waste his days, her eyes lit up. She was like him, full of pain, but hungry for change. Over the next weeks, Nisha became one of the most hardworking students. She learned design, helped others, and even started waking up at 5 a.m. Her story began to inspire new students. Soon, the center was full. Rohan and Nisha began a weekend program called From Lazy to Leader. In just 6 months, the Ghatkopar Center had changed hundreds of lives. One evening, Rohan stood in the middle of the room, watching students practicing, laughing, and planning their futures. He felt a deep joy. But there was one more thing he wanted to do. He decided to organize a citywide event called Rise Mumbai. It would bring together young people from all his centers, sharing stories, ideas, and strength. The event was held in a big hall. Hundreds came. There were talks, performances, and videos showing before and after lives. When Nisha went on stage, the crowd stood and clapped. She said, "I wasn't lazy. I was lost. Rohan helped me find the path. Now I help others." That's how we change the city, together. Tears came to Rohan's eyes. He remembered his first morning on the library steps, how empty he had felt. Now, his life was full, not of comfort, but of meaning. That night, he wrote in his journal, "Laziness is not just about sleeping late. It's about losing purpose. If we can help someone find their purpose, they will never be lazy again."